What's going on here, Giant fans? Welcome back to another video. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. Turn on the notification button so you get notified when a live stream pops or a video drops. Thank you guys for coming out to the Pro Football Hall of Fame game stream, the Cowboys and the Steelers. We had a lot of fun. It was fun calling the game in terms of play-by-play commentary, and there was a lot of people streaming on YouTube last night, and we managed to get over 240 views, let alone on the stream. So thank you guys so much. Hope to continue to grow this thing for the next couple of weeks, months, and years. So the task at hand, the story at hand, is the Giants have another player that has retired. This is the third player in 4 days. It's offensive guard Zach Fulton. This doesn't help the Giants because obviously it's another player retiring. You don't like that. And with that being said, it's a position where they don't have a lot of proven depth. It's not that they don't have depth, but they don't have proven depth. You know, your only two guys right now where you could say are proven depth are likely Kenny Wiggins, and I don't think anybody else, honestly. Like Jonathan Harrison, if you shifted him to guard maybe, but he's a center, so he would probably be taking that role to start the season. So Fulton in 2020 with the Houston Texans gave up 11 sacks, 39 pressures, and he's been about a consistent starter over the past couple of years. I mean, he's had injury, knick-knack, paddywhacks over the past couple of years. Obviously minor stuff, not really stuff that's cost him any seasons. But in 2014, with the Kansas City Chiefs, he was a 6th-round pick and started all 16 games. In 2015, he made 6 starts of the 16 games he appeared in. 2016, he made 12 starts of 16 games. 2017, he made 12 starts of 15 games. 2018, he signed with the Houston Texans, started a total of 13 games. He appeared in 13 games. 2019, he appeared in 15 games, started 15 games. And then 2020, started 16 games. Played all 16 games, basically, all that stuff. Played 97% of the offensive snaps. So, obviously, Fulton was a consistent starter during his career. Obviously, he's had up and down years like a lot of NFL players. And shouts to him. Hope he enjoys retirement. He played a total of 107 games in his career. 90 of them started. Yeah. So here's what I'll get into, just as a short topic. I don't really reflect on the mainstream media in terms of like the beat reporters and the NBCs of this world, the CBS, the freaking Foxes, you know. Because obviously a lot of that stuff is clickbait. It's old. It's old stuff, you know, the hot takes, this, that, and the other thing. But obviously, Giant fans, I would stay positive during this, even though I have my questions like everyone else has. But there's going to be a lot of outside attention. Like yesterday, even before this player retired, or it was the day before, whatever. Ralph Vacchiano, obviously, you know, of course, to try to get attention and everything. That's what beat reporters are for, I guess. He asked Robert Saleh, or was somebody else who asked Robert Saleh, the coach of the Jets, hey, listen, are you a fan of running laps, your players running laps, and taking accountability like that? He said no, basically. And I'm not going to rip Saleh for his opinion. Everybody has a different way of coaching. I feel that players should be coached hard and, you know, the accountability and stuff like that. But that's my personal opinion. I'm not a football guy. I'm not a football coach. With that being said, this guy, Dov Kleiman says one coach in New York gets it. And then obviously you have a string of Jets fans just replying, saying some shit about Joe Judge and that, oh, it's like high school, even high school players know when they're wrong, stuff like that. Like, you know what, y'all, you had Adam Gase last year. And sure, you know, we had Pat Shurmur and years before McAdoo, but y'all had Adam Gase. And y'all shouldn't even deserved to get Zach Wilson because of the way your organization trashes quarterbacks. Obviously, we'll see what happens in 2 separate occasions. Well, I won't be streaming the preseason game because I will be at a family member's house, but I'll be watching it. And then tomorrow, I will be going to the Jets scrimmage game in my Daniel Jones jersey. So I don't care who says what, whatever. 3 of your players retired. It's all in good fun. At least that part is. But for Jets fans, you know what? We'll see what happens when the Giants win 10 games this season. If I have to eat my crow, I will. But there's going to be a lot of outside attention, Giant fans. And this is something, you kind of have to say, hey, they did this before, and they're doing it again. But listen, confidence in my team. Confidence in my team. Just keep the outside attention away. Let the Fox people, let Max Kellerman, let friggin' Skip Bayless and all these other people just sit there and write their phony-ass articles and basically, do what they do best. Write clickbait, say clickbait things, and just go on with your life. Just go on with your life and just keep reading the reports through camp. As we're speaking right now, Darius Williams, the 6th-round pick, is actually having a hell of a day. 2 interceptions off Daniel Jones with the first team. So, obviously, that's good for Williams, not good for the offense, not good for Daniel Jones. So, we'll see what happens. But if you guys haven't already, hit that like button, comment, subscribe, turn the notification button so you get notified when the live stream pops up, video drops. Boys in the Big Apple tonight, most likely some Knicks content creators coming on. I know All Things Knicks is coming on. I would have to see about a couple other guys. We'll talk MLB. We'll talk the Hall of Fame game. We'll talk NFL in general. And then, NBA is probably going to be one of the bigger topics because of free agency and stuff like that. So, peace out, guys. See you later and stay cool. Also, real quickly before you guys go, I wanted to include something that was on my mind. Obviously, this morning, Ian Rappaport came out with a report that said Saquon Barkley will be back by week 3, but week 1 is not totally off the table. So here are my thoughts on it. Expectations, I want him to get 1,000 yards this year. He really owes it to us. And I'm not saying it's his fault that he got injured, but, for someone that we picked 2 overall, how many years ago, the expectations need to be there. And I'm not saying he has to go out there and, win comeback player of the year. I honestly could care less about that award. Sure, it's for accolades. Sure, it's for awards. Sure, it's for bragging rights, whatever. Leave that to somebody else because I want Saquon Barkley healthy. If we're going to be a good offense, Saquon Barkley needs to be healthy. Everybody needs to be healthy. I mean, that's obviously the formula for success. But I could care less if Saquon Barkley, does not get the Comeback Player of the Year award. Because I want my player to be healthy. And in terms of week 1, week 2, week 3 return, don't rush him. And obviously Joe Judge, figured out last year with that whole Daniel Jones thing, don't rush players back early. We know Shermer did that with him in 2019. But as far as weeks 1 to 3 go, whatever the return may be, don't rush him. Don't rush him. Let him get healthy. With that being said, you need to have a good game plan on offense because week 1, very tough defense on paper. The Denver Broncos really have a good secondary. Pat Surtain, Ronald Darby, Kyle Fuller, Bryce Callahan, Kareem Jackson, Justin Simmons. Then you also have the next week, which is the Washington football team. And they're already a tough defense. So, with that being said, you need good hard runners and you need an offensive game plan. So, that's something the Giants have to keep in mind for the first 2 to 3 weeks whenever they decide to bring Barkley back. Once again, don't rush him back, but have a backup game plan in mind. And it's also depending, these backup running backs, they're getting a huge look right now. Other than Devontae Booker, Corey Clement, Gary Brightwell, Alfred Morris, some of the other guys in camp, those are the guys competing for those 2 backup spots on the roster. And we haven't really heard anything out of Brightwell or any of the other guys. I guess it's been a silent camp for them. We'll see in the preseason in terms of the games, but it's definitely going to be an interesting part or an interesting thing to see what running backs the New York Giants intend on keeping to back up Saquon Barkley this season. And at least, get some meaningful reps within the first 2 to 3 games. So that's it right here. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, turn the notification button so you get notified when live stream pops, a video drops. Appreciate y'all once again. Boys in Big Apple tonight. Peace out. See you later and stay cool.